It was just another busy day at the diner, the kind of day where the hours blurred together and my feet felt like they were on fire. The smell of coffee and sizzling bacon filled the air, mixing with the faint scent of syrup and grease. The diner was packed, families with kids, couples on lunch dates, and the usual regulars who came in every day for their usual orders. I was running from table to table, taking orders, refilling drinks, and trying to keep up with the chaos. My apron was stained with ketchup and coffee spills, and my hair was slipping out of its ponytail, but I didn't mind. I loved my job. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid the bills, and the people made it worth it. That's when he walked in. A man in his late 40s, dressed in a simple button-up shirt and jeans. He looked like any other customer, but there was something about him, something calm and observant. He sat at one of my tables, and I greeted him with my usual smile. "Hi there. What can I get for you today?" He ordered a coffee and a sandwich, and as I brought his food, we started talking. He asked me how long I'd been working there, what I liked about the job, and if there was anything I'd change. I didn't think much of it. Just small talk, really. But I was honest. I told him how much I loved the people, but how hard it was sometimes, especially when management didn't seem to care about the staff. I even mentioned how we were short-staffed and how some of the equipment was broken. He listened intently, nodding like he actually cared. Later that afternoon, things took a turn. One of the kitchen staff called in sick, and we were swamped. The manager, Mr. Harris, was in his usual spot in the office, avoiding the chaos. I noticed the man from earlier still sitting at his table, watching everything. When a family came in with a crying baby, I did something I probably shouldn't have. I went into the kitchen and started helping with the dishes to speed things up. It wasn't my job, but I couldn't stand seeing the customers waiting so long. That's when Mr. Harris stormed out of his office. "What do you think you're doing?" he snapped. "You're a waitress, not a dishwasher. Get back to your tables." I tried to explain, but he didn't want to hear it. "You're fired," he said coldly. Just like that. My heart sank. I'd been working there for 3 years, and now I was being let go for trying to help. I felt tears welling up as I handed over my apron and walked out the door. The rest of the day was a blur. I went home, feeling numb. I didn't know how I was going to pay rent or what I'd do next. I called my mom, and she tried to comfort me, but I could hear the worry in her voice. That night, I barely slept. My mind raced with thoughts of what I'd lost and what I'd do now. The next morning, I woke up feeling lost. I didn't have the energy to get out of bed, but then my phone rang. It was the diner's owner, asking me to come in for a meeting. Confused, I agreed. I didn't know what to expect, but I figured it was worth a shot. When I arrived, I was shocked to see the man from yesterday sitting in the owner's office. He stood up and introduced himself. "Hi, I'm John Carter. I'm the owner of this diner. I was here yesterday, undercover, to see how things were running." My jaw dropped. The man I'd been chatting with, the one who'd seen me get fired, was the owner. He smiled and continued. "I saw how hard you worked, how much you cared about the customers and the team. You didn't deserve to be treated that way. That's why I'm offering you a new position, manager of this diner." I couldn't believe it. Me? A manager? I was speechless. He explained that he wanted someone who truly cared about the staff and the customers, someone who wasn't afraid to roll up their sleeves and get the job done. He believed I was that person. Tears filled my eyes as I accepted the offer. It was a second chance I never expected. That day, I walked back into the diner, not as a waitress, but as the new manager. And as I looked around at the familiar faces of my coworkers, I knew I was exactly where I was meant to be. The first thing I did was call a staff meeting. I wanted everyone to know that things were going to change. I told them about my vision for the diner, a place where everyone felt valued and supported. I promised to listen to their concerns and work together to make things better. The look of relief and hope on their faces made me even more determined to do right by them. Over the next few weeks, I worked tirelessly to improve the diner. I fixed the broken equipment, hired more staff, and even started a suggestion box for customers and employees. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. The diner became a happier, more efficient place, and the customers noticed. Business started to pick up, and for the first time in a long time, I felt proud of what I was doing. Looking back, I realized that getting fired was the best thing that ever happened to me. It led me to a path I never imagined, and it taught me that sometimes, life's lowest moments can lead to the greatest opportunities. I'll never forget that day. The day I went from being a fired waitress to the manager of the diner. It was a reminder that hard work, kindness, and a little bit of faith can take you further than you ever thought possible. Hey everyone, if this story moved you, if it made you think, or if it reminded you why we need to keep having these conversations, please take a moment to like this video. It really helps spread awareness. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below. Have you ever witnessed or experienced something like this? Let's talk about it. And if you believe stories like this deserve to be told, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're here to share real, powerful stories that need to be heard. Lastly, share this with your friends and family. The more people who see this, the more we can bring awareness and change. Thank you for watching and being part of this journey. Let's keep pushing forward, together.